It's Breaking the News with Jay Lafferty.
I'm Jay Lafferty and this is Breaking the News, the show that breaks the week's news and asks four opinionated panellists to put it back together again. I'm joined by four fabulous comedians. On my right we have Gareth Waugh and Diona Doherty, and then facing them are Amanda Dwyer and Robin Ince. In the news this week, according to police, a backpacker survived nearly 2 weeks lost in the Western Australian outback by drinking from puddles and sleeping in a cave. She was rushed to hospital for tests and treatment and also to collect her Duke of Edinburgh award. The BBC has published the salaries of its highest paid stars as part of its annual report. In unrelated news, Des Clark can't be here this week as he's on holiday at his luxury villa in the Maldives. And a man who supplied fireworks which were thrown at police during bonfire night disorder in Edinburgh has been sentenced to a 10-month restriction of liberty order. People watching the court reacted by saying, "Ooh, ah." Right, let's crack on with round one. This is the Broken News round, where our teams have to guess two major stories of the week that have been mashed together into one single news headline. Gareth and Diona, can you tell me, what is this all about?
President Trump has told the BBC he's not done with
the Prime Minister of the Faroe Islands,
a day after he approved a new scheme
replacing ageing ferries with tunnels.
Mr Trump said
Shetland Islands Council
was much better, now it was paying more towards defence, and he discussed his forthcoming state visit to the
northernmost island in the UK, Unst.
Gareth, what's our first story?
Well, it's the same as it always is. It's Donald Trump, isn't it? He was interviewed by the BBC.
Yeah, that is right. This is the news that President Donald Trump gave a surprise interview to the BBC this week. He discussed a wide range of topics, including his forthcoming state visit to the UK, his view on Brexit and Russia's President Vladimir Putin, saying he's no done with him. Mr. Trump also made headlines at the Club World Cup final in the States, where he arrived to present the trophy, but remained on stage for the Chelsea celebrations, causing confusion amongst the players. After agreeing to present the Club World Cup trophy, Trump was disappointed to find out that Chelsea was 11 guys and not one young blonde.
It was quite interesting, actually. I don't know if everybody heard it, but he almost, he wasn't full of his, usual bluster and his lies that he normally has. He seemed quite, reserved. It's a side we rarely see to Trump. He almost said, dare I say it, normal, a little bit. And then he said that Keir Starmer was a Liberal, and I went, no, he's not normal. He's still full of it.
Yes. Diona, did you see it? Did you see Trump's interview? What did you make of it?
Yeah, the thing about Trump is he famously doesn't like to do sit-down, organised interviews because he hates doing interviews with people who know things. So what he does is these out-of-the-blue phone calls. This journalist was asleep and he just rang him out of the blue, and he rings in radio stations all the time. And he coined a new phrase that I'd never heard before in the interview, because we've all heard of the phrase, the power of positive thinking. And he, in it, said that he believes in the power of unthinking.
Amanda, did you hear the interview? What did you make of Trump on the BBC?
I love to hear that when he's making Keir come up to Aberdeen. It's like inviting your pal in for dinner and making them sit in the toilet all night.
No offence to the
Aberdeen on your next tour then, have you?
Robin, what did you think? What did you make of Trump's interview with the BBC?
Well, obviously this is the country of William McGonagall, so I thought that I should commemorate this phone call in rhyme. He phones them when they're still sleepy. The president, we know, is creepy. Though for the leader, it's a dream, as he's never asked about Jeffrey Epstein. So,
Gareth, you are a big football fan.
Yes.
Did you see him? Did you see Trump at the Club World Cup final?
Oh, of course. I think that's the only part of the Club World Cup that anybody saw, really.
He walked out into the stadium, but that guy has got the worst posture I have ever seen. He looks like a teenager who's been on a gaming chair all day. You know, he's like, I just picture him there just for hours on end, just on Minecraft, practicing how to build walls.
I know. He does look like he's got the shape and colour of a quaver.
Yes. That's perfect.
Amanda, did you see... Thanks very much. Did you see him at the Club World Cup? Did you see him at the football?
I didn't see a second of the game.
No.
But obviously I seen after it and I was like, fair play to him, he must be like man of the match, because there he is.
Trump stuck around on stage longer than expected. I wanted to ask the teams, when have you ever overstayed your welcome?
I think with my wife at the minute. We've been married for like 4 months now, and the other day I said to her, look, I'm 35, I've got to a point in my life where I feel quite comfortable admitting this, I don't think that I want to have kids. And she was furious, because we've got 2. So she was raging. I like having a wife, though. It's good. I like saying wife feels grown up, feels proper. You know, like, oh, my wife won't be attending, or my wife handles the bills, or my wife's not talking to me. It's grown up, innit?
You'll feel really grown up when you say my ex-wife.
Yeah.
Donald Trump likes to visit Scotland to pay tribute to his Scottish mother. Similarly, Keir Starmer likes to pay tribute to his father by visiting B&Q. Amanda and Robin, what was the other story we were after?
They're going to set up a network of tunnels they don't have to use the ferry, the ageing ferry.
You are absolutely correct, Robin. The Prime Minister of the Faroe Islands says that Shetland could improve island life and boost its economy by following his country's example of replacing ageing ferries with tunnels. Shetland Islands Council says it's pushing ahead with plans to connect Shetland's main isle with the 4 outlying isles. A Faroese spokesman said they had connected their islands through blood, sweat and tears. Shetland said they'll probably just use concrete. Amanda, what do you think about these tunnels? Are they a good idea?
I mean, I don't know anything about tunnels because I'm no, like, a mole, but I just think it's mental that they've granted, like, £1 million for people to have, like, a wee think about it.
I love that you pointed out that you're not a mole.
I'm not a mole, definitely not a mole.
That's what a mole would say.
Exactly what a mole would say. I don't trust her. I don't trust her. Gareth, are these tunnels a good idea?
Well, I didn't really want to answer. So I asked my friend Marilyn Robertson. She is my Shetland correspondent. I said, Marilyn, what do you think about these tunnels? And she said, what tunnels? And I said, they're thinking about building tunnels in Shetland. And she said, we're too preoccupied with the Orkney Games. And I didn't want to ask her what those were, because she would tell me.
Amanda, do you think we need to be doing more for the islands as a whole?
Well, I was like, what have the islands done for us? Do you know? And then, do you know what? It turns out everything. They, like, power off the country with our wind farms, and they, like, farm all the fish, and they, like, provide really excellent backdrops for BBC crime dramas. And I was like, all we're giving them is, like, the concept of a tunnel. So I think we should do more, like, just give them, like, a wee Greggs or something.
Diona, what do you think? Should we be doing more for the Scottish islands?
Well, that feasibility study that they're doing that's almost £1 million feels like such a waste of money. I'll tell you who the islands need. They need them boys that build the bonfires. Do you know what I mean? You'll never see a bigger bunch of delinquents build something so quickly in their entire lives. The efficiency, they're like a well-oiled army of ants. There's head of construction, some guy called Zippy shouting out the orders. The wee guys, Bingo Bongo and Razor Blade there. They'll chuck a tunnel up for you overnight, these guys. And they'll make it fun. They'll have their tops off. They'll have their phones out. Like...
Robin, do you have a favourite island?
Do you know what? I'm a big fan of the island of Lundy, which is just off the coast of North Devon, because you can't... It's like 2 miles by 1 mile wide. There's just puffins there. There's very few human beings, and you can't get a phone signal. It's just a really beautiful place to be. And there's so many different people you can bury there, and no one seems to live.
Gareth, what is your favourite island and why?
I'd say Harris is definitely my favourite island. It's really pretty, but we we named our dog after Harris. And I used to always say to folk, oh, you should get a dog before you have a baby because it like prepares you, makes you responsible. I no longer recommend that because what you do is you use the good name on the dog. And your kids get the runner-up name because like Harris is famous for its like rocky bays and sandy beaches, rolling hills, deep blue, tranquil lochs, you know, a place both equal parts fierce and quiet, a place that makes you feel proud to be Scottish. I can't think of anywhere that epitomises Scotland more than Harris. And my son we called Arlo, which is a stupid dog's name, innit? Called him the wrong way round.
Well done, Robin and Amanda. You get 2 points for that. And at the end of that round, the teams are all square. Much of our news is about public opinion. So, to find out what stories people are talking about, we spoke to two friends of the show, writer and presenter Gail Porter and news anchorman John Mackay. Amanda and Robin, what do you think Gail is talking about here?
In this day and age, everyone seems to want to have something done to themselves to make themselves look like somebody else. It's a real shame, I think, because I'm all for keeping it natural and not doing anything to yourselves and just accepting who you are. It's very easy for people to change the way they look.
Is she talking about this guy who's selling like wee insoles to make guys taller?
I think you're right. I think earlier this month, the dating site Tinder caused major furore when it announced that it was trialling a height filter in some parts of the world. And this week, one Edinburgh entrepreneur has said that since then, sales of his Height Sole product, a discreet lift that adds up to 3 inches of height when placed in their shoes, has soared. And shorter men often say they feel patronised, which can be a real struggle for the adorable wee fellas, can't it? Isn't that right, Gareth?
Who'd have thought Lord of the Rings would have kind of like now mean that people liked short... I don't have it, yeah.
Made it worse for us, Robin, if anything. Folk want to know if we've got hairy feet.
Amanda, what do you think? Should you be able to filter based on height on dating apps?
Well, it doesn't matter now because you're going to get a bunch of guys who are wearing their wee heels and when you take them up the road, they're going to take their socks off but then put their shoes back on to get into bed.
Robin, what do you think? Do you think that you should be able to filter on dating apps depending on height? Should there be a height filter allowed?
Well, obviously, this is the country of William McGonagall, so I thought it might be necessary to have a poem. If you're dating but a little low, don't waste time on feeling sorrow. You need to be a little bolder. Borrow shoes from Noddy Holder.
Can you tell us about your most memorable date?
I live vicariously through my single best friend. Her dating history is hilarious. She genuinely once matched with a mechanic on Tinder on purpose so that he'd come over and change the oil in her car. She got a GP to diagnose her at lunch one time, like not very well. This guy just sort of looked her up and down and went, I can't really put my finger on it, but there is definitely something wrong with you. My absolute favourite one, though, is she rang me one day and she was like, I was on a date last night and I brought this guy back to my house who thought he was getting like really lucky. But instead, she just got him to go into the attic and get her Christmas tree down. And it was July, but you just sort of have to grab the opportunity while she got it.
Gareth, tell us about your most memorable date.
I was with a lady, and we were in our kitchen, and stuff was sort of starting to heat up a little bit, and she said to me, "Hey, do you want to do it on the kitchen table?" And I said, hell yeah, I do. Let me just get some flour down first before your buns don't stick. I wish that was just a joke that I made up for you guys there. I actually said that to a human woman who's now the mother of my children. She didn't need to know. Yeah, that's probably
the most disturbing part of that for me is I have eaten off your kitchen.
Yeah.
Getting a lift when looking for love is the right answer. Amanda and Robin, you get 2 points for that. Gareth and Diona, it is your turn now. What do you think John is talking about here?
I'm concerned that Action Man was listed as a doll. To be clear, Action Man was an action figure. I think had it been listed as a doll, it wouldn't have been quite as popular. What's noticeably missing, and maybe this is generational, are things like a stick, an old tyre. They should be well up the list.
Yeah, so Hamleys have released a list of their top 100 toys of all time. I'm assuming it's that.
You are absolutely correct. The toy shop Hamleys has drawn up a list of the greatest toys of all time to mark its 265th birthday. The top 10 includes Lego, the Rubik's Cube and Barbie dolls. The retailer said that classics like marbles were still popular too, even though they were sold when the store first opened its doors in 1760. Fiona, what do you think? Do you agree with the Hamleys list? Have you had a look at these 100 toys?
Well, one of my all-time favourites is on there, which is Mr. Potato Head. My son's obsessed with this Mr. Potato Head. But the original one just came with all of the bits. Like the nose, the face, the ears, the arms. And you had to just get your own potato and attach it all on. And to be honest, that just feels, to abuse a potato like that just feels offensive to my people.
What toy would you bring back?
Remember that stick that just went... Bring that back. They'll get the kids off the screens, man.
My daughter is 4. She recently said to me, "Mommy, what did you do for fun when you were growing up?" And I was like, "Well, we played games in a mysterious place called outside." You know, I told her about this one game. You'll all remember it. I was explaining to her. I said, we would stand on opposite sides of the road, and we would get a ball, and we would throw the ball, and we would just hope it would hit the curb. She goes to me, "Mommy, what do you even call that game?" I went, I says, "Take a knee, child." Because I knew the day would come where we'd have to have the old Kerbsy Kirby conversation, you know, debate famously more divisive than the Derry Londonderry one. I says, "You call that game whatever you want, my wee angel face, but if you call it Kerbsy, I will give you away."
That's so funny. I was talking to an American person recently about the games we played growing up, and he was on about one he called Foursquare. He's like, "Oh, there's like 4 squares, you bounce the ball, they hit it away, 4 square." I was like, "Oh, that's cool." We used to play a game called Kiss, Cuddle, Torture.
Yeah.
That's really difficult to explain to somebody not from here before. Because you'd always like if you would chase the person you fancy, you'd be like, "Kiss, Cuddle, Torture," and they'd be like, "Torture," you'd be like, "I'm going to ask you again."
When I grew up in like Pollokshaws in the south side of Glasgow, and I lived in a high-rise flat, so there was hundreds of wains about. And there was a wee boy a couple of years younger than us, and he used to get a stick and then put a jobby on the end of it, and then chase us about the park. And honestly, like 3 years, we were happy. Like it was the most thrilling thing ever.
I finally read A.A. Milne. Apparently, those aren't the rules of poo sticks.
The top toys is the right answer, and 2 points go to Gareth and Diona. This is Breaking the News from BBC Radio Scotland with me, Jay Lafferty. This round is all about who is in the news. I'll play you a clip of a mystery person, and all you have to do is tell me who it is. Gareth and Diona, you're first this time. So who do you think this is?
We're living in a world that seems to be so full of hate and poison now, and we seem to be really full of fear and hatred. It's time I kind of focus more on love as a kind of antidote.
Irvine Welsh, who wrote Trainspotting.
Irvine.
That's what I said. Irvine Welsh.
Well done, Diona. It is Irvine Welsh. It's over 30 years since we were introduced to Renton, Spud, Sick Boy and Begbie from Trainspotting, and he's written a new sequel to the story called Men in Love. Amanda, what are you thinking? Are you a big Irvine Welsh fan? Are you going to read the new book?
I'm a huge Irvine Welsh fan, so I'm pure excited to read it. I was very excited at first because I was like, oh, the toilet scene in this new book will just be like Begbie doing his home like bowel screening kit because they're all like 60 now. But it's set back right after Trainspotting, so we're not going to get that.
But we're not going to get him pooing on a stick, which is your favourite game.
That's literally... favourite things is poo on a stick.
Oh, Jobby means poo.
I interviewed Irvine Welsh a while ago, and I wasn't meant to. I was doing a festival called Latitude, this music festival, and I'd done about 23 interviews, and I was walking off stage, and the stage man just came up to me and went, "Oh my God, the bloke who's meant to be interviewing Irvine Welsh, he just got a panic attack and ran away because he got scared. Could you interview him now? There's a bottle of whiskey and 500 quid in it." And I went, "Yeah." And I just turned round to Irvine, and we literally walked straight back on stage. I went, "Irvine, as you know, I've not read your book, so I wasn't doing this." And we just chatted about stuff for 20 minutes. And I said, "Irvine, I don't normally ask an author this, but this new book of yours, what's that all about then?" And it was... but no, I think Trainspotting is an incredible piece of work. And I think a lot of his books are just really, I am a big fan.
The book is a sequel to Trainspotting. So what do you think deserves a sequel and why? Gareth?
I think maybe not a sequel, but I'd like a prequel to Superman. And I would call it Businessman. And it's a world of superheroes. They're all like Supermen, right? But they can't do admin because they're too strong. They're ripping up the pages. They're setting it on fire. And they're like, "God, how are we going to get out these bulletins?" And one of the superheroes goes, "I'm just going to nip to the loo." He gets changed into like a business suit and glasses and that, and comes out, he's like, "Businessman." He does all the copies for them, and then he goes away and he comes back and they're like, "Oh, you missed Businessman." And he's like, "Did I?"
I love that. That's a great idea. What sequel would you make and why? What do you think deserves a sequel?
The cost of living crisis. Because apparently it's over. And you know when like a sequel comes out and it's so bad that you're able to then like romanticise and appreciate the first? You're like, "Do you know what? No, actually, it was brilliant being just that skint."
That's 2 points to Gareth and Diona. That was the legendary author Irvine Welsh. So, OK, Amanda and Robin, it is your turn. Who is this and why are they in the news?
I don't know if I would have been asked to come if he didn't do the performance. And I'm so happy because I don't normally do festivals. I was very nervous.
Beyonce?
It is Beyonce. Well, I knew you would get that, Amanda. It is Queen Bee herself. Beyonce, she's in the news after some of her unreleased music was stolen. The hard drive contained unreleased songs, show plans and future concert set lists. And when she heard about the stolen goods, Beyonce went, "Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh." The robbers...
I wish the audience at home could have seen the movements that went with that as well.
You should have kept your clothes on for it, though.
All right. Gareth, what do you think? Are you a big Beyonce fan? Are you annoyed on Beyonce's behalf that she's had all of this potential amazing work stolen?
I do. I feel bad for her. I sympathise with her. You know, when my car got broken into, I lost a laptop, a phone, some jewellery, $1,000 in cash, and original money. At least that's what my insurance company think. So yeah, I've got a bit of sympathy for her. I've never had anything in common with a pop star before, so it's quite cool.
Diona, what do you think? Are you feeling upset for Beyonce?
Am I upset for somebody who has 1.3 billion net worth? Am I upset for someone who has 32 Grammys? Am I upset for someone who got 60 million for her Netflix special? Yes, I am. That's so unfair. Somebody has done her dirty from the inside. And also, she has worked really hard since the previous leaks to make sure that her stuff is like kept really sacred. And she famously, whenever she hires songwriters to write songs for her, they don't get to hear the music. They just write the lyrics and they don't know what the music sounds like, which is why all the songs sound like they do. Do you know there was 19 songwriters? This is true. 19 songwriters came together to write the song "All the Single Ladies, All 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 the Single Ladies," and then another guy came in and did the "Put your hands up."
Now, Beyonce has misplaced something. When have you ever lost or misplaced something important? Robin, we'll start with you.
When I was doing the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, what would it be, 21 years ago, the basement flat that I had in West Ealing flooded with human excrement, and I lost 1,000 vinyl LPs. My wife drowned as well, but I lost 1,000 vinyl LPs. And I remember the water company saying that it wasn't sewage, it was rainwater. And I pointed them around the bits of things on the carpet and went, I'd really notice that if it was raining. I'd notice if when I took down my umbrella and it was covered in toilet paper, I'd think, oh, it's one of those blustery days, isn't it, right?
They call them jobbies here.
Beyonce is the right answer. 2 points go to Robin and Amanda. Time now for our final quick fire round, which is all about deciphering the numbers in the news. I'm going to read out a headline and all our teams have to do is fill in the blanks. Get ready, teams. Have you got your buzzers? When we run out of time, you'll hear this.
It's been hot, it's been flat, it's been hard work.
That's Phil Tufnell there commenting on John Swinney's last speech in Holyrood. OK, are we ready? Let's go. 1 in 3 women are what? Diona.
A third of all women.
It's brilliant, but it is not the answer. 1 in 3 women are what?
Waiting on an apology from their mother.
Actually, I think I am. Are you?
No, but I'm fully expecting to have to give one day.
1 in 3 women are what? Robin.
Former members of Atomic Kitten.
And it's a lot more when you get to the sugar babes.
Yeah.
1 in 3 women are what? Gareth.
Well, in my house, not talking to me.
I will give you the right answer. A recent review found that up to 1 in 3 women are iron deficient, making it the most common nutrient deficiency in the world.
It's been hot, it's been flat, it's been hard work.
Oh, there's the klaxon. Phil has Tufnelled. It's all over. And at the end of the quiz, our winners this week are Gareth Watt and Diona Doherty. Commiserations to Robin Ince and Amanda Dwyer. And we'll leave you with breaking news just in. The new Spider-Man film, Brand New Day, will soon be filming in Glasgow. The plot will see Spidey trying to find the one place in the city he can be safe from the Green Goblin, Ibrox. Harry Potter star Emma Watson has been in trouble after she was caught speeding. She has been banned from driving for 6 months and 9 points have been taken off of Gryffindor. And Charlie Miller, the Scottish hairdresser to the stars, has sadly died, aged 80. Sean Connery was a regular client and Charlie was said to love styling his hair, and when it was done, he'd just pop it back to him in the post. The news is broken. I've been Jay Lafferty.